look at it. That's $1 million. Okay. What's your average price? 10 years ago? Yeah. Now it's just a tear down, right? Barely a tear down. That's okay. All right. Average hours worked per week. Aberaj wrote down 48 hours per week. So, and he says this, he's always working. It might as well be 24/7 up here, right? Because we're always thinking about business. But here's the thing, what did you actually do on a daily basis? If I go out to work and I'm prospecting, door knocking, meeting with clients, and I come home, if I go out at 8 o'clock and I come home at 5 o'clock, that's 8 hours, 9 hours. That's 9 hours work, no matter how you look at it, including lunch, because you're probably having lunch with a client or a prospect, right? Okay, so put that down. What's your average hours worked per week? The reason why we want to write this down is because we want to become more efficient with our time. If he works more than 48 hours next year, there's something wrong. We want you to have less working hours and do more transactions. Good? All right. How many pending transactions do you have? Meaning, what has been done this year, written, but not yet closed? Not yet closed. How many pendings do you have for the year? And next is, how much active inventory do you have on the market right now? How many listings do you have on the market right now? How many listings do I have right now? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Welcome to your Thursday sermon. All right. If you have 5 listings right now on the market, how long have they been on the market? You got to take a look at these things. How long have they average been on the market? Okay. Okay. Price reduction. This is the top agent right here, guys. Actually, he was the #1 agent at the Align Group last year. So round of applause. Mr. Sohail Fairmont. That's what I was getting at. Yeah. Yeah. If you have 5 listings on the market right now and they're not getting sold, that means that you need to have price reduction conversations. How many how many do you need to have, Dallas? Too many. Okay. And I would suggest that you have your price reduction conversations Monday morning. Get it over with. That's the hardest thing you'll need to do for the week. And if you get that over with, your Fridays, eat the frog. Eat the frog beginning of the week. All right. Days worked, total days worked. So a top agent will average anywhere between 200 to 250. That's how productive you need. And that's taking weekends off, guys. Okay. We want you to get to a place where you can take your weekends off because you're working so hard Monday to Friday. You have nothing left for Saturday and Sunday, but for a family. Aberaj was 215 days this year. Okay. And he went away to India for 2 months during the year. And he's going to go again, right, for a month and a half. And it's still already 215 days worked. Oh, you were from, okay, fair enough. All right. Total hours, daily hours prospected. Aberaj's numbers were 0.5 hours every single day. That's so honest. Some people say, I talk to people 2 hours a day. Did you really? You know what? He did 28 deals this year. Sorry, 26 or 26 deals this year. And he talked to half an hour prospecting every single day. So honestly, how many hours every single day do you prospect? It's just having conversations. Ada, how many hours per day? An hour, maybe. You're honest, so point. Monday, Wednesdays, you're 2 hours. So the other days are kind of, yeah, you're front loading your prospecting. Okay, so averaging an hour. Yeah, good. So write that down. Right? And how many leads did you get? How many leads did you get in 2025? How many leads so far, year to date? Put that in. Right? And Aberaj here, total number of contacts. This right here makes your business duplicatable and predictable, guys. It was 1,400, 1,145. Now, that we computed that with 26 transactions, and it came out to, sorry, 14 listings taken, that came out to 81 contacts per listing taken. Every 81 people that Aberaj talks to, he takes one listing. And one listing equals one paycheck. If you want a lot of paychecks, you calculate your contacts per listing taken. So what is your contact per listing taken for yourself? Total number of contacts, and then divided by number of listings taken. What is that for you, Van? How many contacts total ballpark right now? 15 per day. And how many days did you prospect for a total amount of contacts for the year to date? 4 days. This is important, guys. Listen up. Listen up. You need to know these numbers. I'll tell you why.
Well, I estimate about 220 per month.
220 per month. Okay.
2,600.
2,600 contacts for the year, and you took 6 listings. Okay. What is 2,600 divided by 6? 433. Okay. So that means that Van needs to talk to 433 people to take one listing. And how many transactions this year? 11. Okay. What's 2,600 divided by 11? 200 and change. That means that he only needs to talk to 200 people per transaction. And for you, 1,145 divided by 26, how many is that? About 50. 50 contacts per one deal. And his average commission this year was $15,000. Who's willing to get slapped around 50 times to get 15 grand? I'm willing. Slap me right now. Give me 15. So calculate that for yourself. What is your contact per listing taken?
That's my weak point.
Ooh. Okay. Dallas has been in business how long now? 4 years. And how many transactions will you do this year? Okay. 24 transactions, guys. Round of applause. And this is not knowing his numbers at all. And he doesn't prospect that hard either. No, you do. But you don't know, you don't make it predictable, right? So if you make it predictable, Dallas, next year you'll be like, oh my God, this is very exciting because for Aberaj, hey, 50 contacts per deal and 81 contacts per listing taken. I know exactly what to do in 2026 to get $500,000. 40 transactions is what he needs, right? He just needs to make sure his contacts, he does enough and he makes quality contacts. You might want to write this down. Go deep with your conversations and your people. Don't need to go a mile wide. I promise you guys, you don't need more leads. You need better quality conversations with the leads that you have right now, or follow up with the people that you've already talked to. Follow up with value, don't chase. Asking them if they want to sign a contract or not. I just got it's the number one pet peeve of mine is Michael from Agent Direct Hub. He asked me, when are you ready to get started? That's the number one no-no. Are you ready to sign the contract so we can get your home sold? That's not following up with value, is it? Is it? Who follows up like that? Okay, nobody wants to admit it, okay? When you follow up, what do we follow up with, Axel?
Thousand years of being in civilization. And since the dawn of civilization, we've been doing trades with each other. I gave you a piece of my chicken and I took a piece of your lamb. And I always make that example. If I came to you and I took a piece of your lamb today without giving you anything, what would you do? You come after me with a knife, for fried out loud. And that is exactly what it is in our communication with people.
That's right. You have to give something in order to get something. When you're asking to follow up just for the sake of following up, hey, are you ready to give me the piece of chicken? That's exactly what the guy is saying to me. When you're following up, hey, when are you guys looking to buy? That's, hey, can you give me some chicken? I haven't given you a piece of lamb yet. Does that make sense so far, guys? Follow up with value. All right. Numbers required to reach my goal. Listing appointments, listings sold, buyers, sales, contacts per day, all these things that you need to know for next year in order to get to know exactly what you need to do. Okay. So now the exciting part is 2026. 2026. Ada, what's your goal? 2026 income. Sorry. Louder. Yes, let's go. Hey, you got to be proud. You got to be proud of your goals. Today, Abraj said 500,000. Loud and proud. I'm anxious and I'm scared. Great. If it doesn't scare you a little bit, it's not the right goal. Javier, what's your goal next year, sir? 500,000. Okay. Does it scare you a little bit? Good, good. Anything outside of your comfort zone is the goal that you need to go towards. I've been setting a goal for 400 transactions in a year with our team. I've been setting that goal for the last 5 years. Hasn't hit it yet, but last year we came pretty close, 312, right? It's okay, Axel. We're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it. See, I declare a goal. I go out there and execute on a daily basis. I have fun in the journey. I stay unattached to the outcome. And sure enough, we went from 200 to 312. We're gonna get there. It's okay. All right, close transaction goal. So $200,000 in a year. Ada, how many transactions are you looking to close? 20. Okay. So that's $10,000 per check, right? And how many listings are you looking to take in order to get to your goal of 20 transactions? Sorry? 15 appointments and you'll take 10 listings, and that'll equate to, okay, great. So your business will be 10 transactions, listings sold, and 10 transaction buyer sales. Okay. So that's more of half. And when you want to transition into a listing agent like Abaraj, when you become a listing agent, it's going to be 70% listing sold and 30% buyer sales. And I recommend that everybody in this room become a listing agent. Everybody in this room. Whoever has the most listings in the market controls the market. I promise you that. And that's when you start really scaling your business, is becoming a great listing agent. Listing sold goal for Ada would be 10. I would say that it's probably going to be about 8 or 9 if you take 10. 100% sell ratio is very rare. Very rare. How many listings did you take this year? Sorry? Took 6? How many sold? 5. Okay, so 80%. That's a very, very good sell ratio. So if you want to sell 10, you got to take 12. Good. And then 8 of them will come from buyer sales. Sorry, 10 of them will come from buyer sales, but you got to take 12. All right, buyer sale goal, write that down. Hours worked per week. Hours worked per week. In 2026, Abaraj, you got to get that down to 40. And then he's going to hire a full-time admin. Doing 26 transactions without a full-time admin. That's crazy. That's why you have anxiety. I'm sorry. That's the number one reason. Okay? Dallas, you have a full-time admin yet?
Part-time.
Oh, you want 36? Full-time? Exactly. Yeah. So guys on the team, we got your listings and deal inflow taken care of. So you don't have to worry about that, right? Total days worked. How many days are you going to work in 2026? So I always do this. Monday to Friday, I click on my calendar. They're all being worked. But I'm going to take away 10% of my calendar to make sure that I go on vacation. My goal, I don't know about you guys, I think this is for my mental health. Every quarter, I need to go on a week vacation. Even if you are not going out of town, take a 1 week staycation. Fair enough? Do we all need it, Sanas? Yes or no? It's right here. So if you're not doing that, that's maybe why you're having anxiety, sir. Too many days outside of the country. That could be it too, but life happens, right? Daily prospecting goal, a daily hour prospecting goal. See, it's game of inches. If you go from 0.5 hours to just 1 hour, that means you could double your business. And that's not a lot more time worked. And if you take away the admin work, that 1 hour becomes automatic. Make sense, Abraj? Okay. And your yearly contact goal. I set for myself in 2016, I said my contact per listing taken was, the ratio was 100 contacts per 1 listing taken. So if I talk to 10,000 people in 2016, I would take 100 listings and I would do 100 deals. Right? So I talked to 10,878 people and I took not 100 listings. I took 93 listings and I did 149 transactions because in 2015, I knew exactly what I need to do to execute. So declare a goal, have a plan, which is right here, your plan, and then execute. So I would encourage all of you guys right now, this is why we are here. Right now, look to your left and look to your right. Set up accountability right now. Set it up. You and Sanaz, set it up. You already have accountability? If you don't, okay, good. That's internal accountability because, you know, you let your wife down, you're fucked. Okay, how about with Visa? Okay? If you don't do your daily contacts, what's going to happen? What's the consequence? What's going to happen? What's the consequence? No, not just that. Okay, I'll tell you this. This morning, guys, this is what integrity looks like, okay? I'm supposed to read 10 pages of a real book every single day. And if I don't, I pay $100 to my accountability partners. Last night, I thought I read 10 pages, so I checked in with them on a WhatsApp chat. This morning, I woke up. I looked at my book. I'm like, oh, shit, I only read 9 pages. I immediately sent them $100. That's called integrity. So what accountability can you have with Faiza or anybody else or with Tina? If you don't hit your goals, what do you pay Tina? What do you like, Tina? Vacation. Okay. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? You haven't decided yet? Many places. What's number 1 place you want to go? Philippines. If you go, you probably never want to come back. Okay. Yeah. So write it down. Write down Philippines. That's the next section, by the way. Next section. Okay. So I want you to get accountability partners right now set up. Okay. Things that worked well in the current year and business sources. Abraj did this so well. He said, I took, 1 from prospecting. That's probably door knocking. And he did like 6, 7 deals from referrals. And he did 1 from our AI listing program, right? He knows exactly where his business came from. Do you know, Sohail, where your business comes from? Dallas? You know the sources down to the T? The reason why we want to know where it comes from, so we can double down on what works. And sometimes we can just take away on what doesn't work. Because when I did 50 contacts a day, I did 20 just listed, just sold for 5 years straight. This mesh. And I found out that that wasn't producing the results that I wanted. Right away, I took it out. And guess what happened? My contacts per listing taken went from 100 to 17. But it took me 5 years to realize that. Only because I tracked my numbers. All right, so what worked well this year? So why don't we share? What worked well this year, David? What worked well? Getting your wife pregnant? Oh, by the way, he's expecting a boy, so. Yes, sir. Good job, buddy. All right, what else in terms of work? What worked well? Social media? If you're not following David, you should follow him. He's the most consistent social media content creator that we know. Like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, he's all over it. You guys all need to do the same. So social media, what else? Write that down, by the way. Write that down because you want to acknowledge yourself what went well. Okay. I think I'm running out of time, so I need to speed it up a little bit. Right. Hey, write down for yourself. Micah, what did you do well this year? Social media, good, good. And it's producing you results, right? Awesome. What worked well here, Kuya, this year? Getting out of your own way. I like that. Social media too. Pick it up a notch, right? I know Esther did really well. She screamed like an actress on. Yeah, watch that YouTube video, by the way. Amazing. Can you laugh like a villain for us? He does it so well. You need the mask on. Yeah, fair enough. Things that need to change for the upcoming year. This is important right here. Just write down 3 things that you need to change. So we already wrote down for Aberaj the 3 things, right? Full-time admin. What else did you write down? Say no to certain things, right? Because 2026 is keeping it basic and keeping and saying no. It's about subtraction, not addition. What else? Having buyer agent support. You already had the 3 things, but now all you got to do is go and execute. All right, the next page is monthly. So this right here, guys, we have our agendas here. So the Align group, you'll get a copy, but for the rest of you guys, if you want to purchase it, you can. Definitely not forcing you guys to, obviously. But every month, you write down exactly what you want to achieve based on your yearly plan. Okay, how many leads you have, how many people you're adding to your database, and each and every week, the action plans and your personal goals. All right. So I'm not going to go through the monthly plan in detail, but the next part here, guys, really think about this. The 20 reasons why you want what you want. Go ahead. Yes. Start today, plan the entire year. The things I would write down for every single month are the listings taken and the deals done based on my yearly goal. That doesn't change, but what will change is your actual numbers. That's why I put it down, but your leads will change every single month, right? Your monthly goals every single month will change. Your action plan and your personal goals, it might change or it might not. But the fact that we write it down is so you can get present to what you want to achieve on a monthly basis. A lot of times when we say 500,000, it looks like it's Mount Everest to climb. But when you chunk it down on a monthly basis, 500,000 divided by 12 is $48,000. Is that 48, right? $40,000 give or take. 40 something. That's totally achievable because this year you made about 25,000 per month. And you're just looking to less than double that, right? It's achievable. Okay, does that make sense, Allison? Okay. 20 reasons why I want to reach my goals. Write them down. And Abraj did this down to number 20. What's your number 20, by the way, if you don't mind sharing with us? Ooh, that is deep for you. Yeah, yeah. And I do want to, I left this slide out in the slide deck, but I do want to talk about how to make your business more efficient. So if you can talk in your talk about your perfect avatar and niching down so you become more efficient. Okay, perfect. So think about the people you want to spend time with, the things you want to do, and the things you want to have. Philippines, right? What else? Where else do you want to go? Yeah. All of these, Southeast Asia, and just might as well do the whole area. Okay, write them down. Micah, what are some of your goals and that you want to achieve? Your why in 2026? Go to Japan. Okay. Write it down, man. And by when? By July? Okay. You know, oh, it's super. It's like 40 degrees. Yeah, I think you go in April, man. Book it. You know what happens when you book a trip, guys? Guess what happens? And you do more deals, right? When Crystal said one day to me in 2018, she's like, I want a 2-bedroom. I want a 2-bedroom. You know what a fucking 2-bedroom cost in Yaletown back then at the height of the market? 1.65 million for 1,000 square feet. I'm like, okay, let's go for it. I had no money. I had no money. You know what I did, guys? I made an offer. I made a fucking offer. Oh my gosh. It was listed for 1.599. I paid 1.65. Dallas. I had no money in the bank. And guess what happens? When you decide on something, things happen. I was on fire for the first half of the year in 2018 because I had something at stake. I had no money. And guess what? I didn't even have the money for the deposit 7 days later. You know what happened? I bought wildflower weed stock, and it went from 18 grand to 324,000. Yeah. Immediately I cashed out 80K. Here's my deposit. I had to pay like another, what, 20 grand or 30 grand for taxes. But, you know, things happen when you decide. So what do you want? So write it down, Southeast Asia, and book it next week. Shit. Let me hold you accountable. I'm going to keep asking you, when are you going to book Japan? You got me there, Micah. All right. Yeah, this is very important, right? Because I always feel like I have to have something at stake to drive me forward. The last 5 reasons, guys, you're gonna dig really deep. And what got really deep for Aberaj is to become number 1. Sometimes that's gonna drive you every single day to wake up and get after it. What's that gonna be for you? What's your why? Who's counting on you? Frank, who's counting on you? Your wife, your kids, right? Your second wife is going to university? Sorry. I'm like, what the? Oh, he moved on fast. My first wife needs me, but my second wife's going to university, so she needs me too. That's that's what you heard, right? Yeah. Okay. Your second kid. Okay. So you need to fund the tuition. Okay. Yeah. So write that down. Whatever is going to go deep for you is what you need to have you wake up every single day and get after it. Oh, we're good. Okay, good. Hey, round of applause for my wife, Crystal. And Miss Quinn. They set this all up, guys. Axel and I just show up, right? All right, good. So, and then we have the time in motion study. Mesh, this right here can really save you, because if you write down just for 2 weeks exactly what you did in 15-minute segments, you're going to find out how much time you actually wasted. So do this study and have an accountability partner. All right. Next is your daily log sheet. We do this every single day, and I used to post this 5 years in a row, 50 contacts a day, and you put it into your spreadsheet. All right. Any questions about the yearly plan for 2026? Did you guys write down some exciting goals for yourself? Some sexy goals for yourself? Yell it out. What is it? What's your goal? No, Philippines. Yeah. How much do you want to do? Yeah, your income goal. 150. Okay. Does that excite you? Okay, perfect. And how about Sohail? 700,000.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Graham, what's your goal? What's your goal for 2026? $1 million. That's just getting back to status quo for Graham. He's actually made $1 million before in real estate, right? And he lost all his hair. You brought it back. That's a major comeback. He did. He lost the whole front. He brought it all back. Do Tasseride on Zoom. Do Tasseride, not for Nasseride. Do Tasseride. You have it here? Give me some. All right. Any questions about the yearly plan? All right. If no questions, we are going to have Mr. Axel Ziba.
Being boring right after that, I try to make it as exciting for you. I'm going to try to do a different version of this. Of course, the fundamental of real estate, as we talked about with Average this morning, is extremely important in our business. One thing that we want to do is to get into the nitty gritty of what 2026 is going to bring for you in terms of digital presence. So before we get to it, if we can switch the slides and we can go right through it. The business standards. Many of you have been hearing me and been on your tail about the business standard lately. And few of the things that is going to help you having that business standard is branding, and your business standard provides 4 things that you do want to have in this business. 1, more qualified leads that close faster. Who doesn't want that? Okay, that's perfect. I hope that's everybody wants that. Less objections. I didn't even know what objection was until a few years ago. Why? Because I didn't accept the objections. And then I got to meet the Align Group and I noticed, oh my God, there are objections out there. I should prepare myself. Objections are concerns. There's nothing wrong with objections. They're just concerns. They want to trust you more. Number 3 is your rates and is it justified? We're going to get to it. Because many of us were struggling about satisfying people. Now, I didn't say entice people about the commission that we charge. And number 4 is definitely more referrals. If you have business standards, you're going to categorize all those 4. A little bit about me. Background. Many of you know I come from hospitality background. Ran Fairmont hotels in the executive level. And one thing that I learned from there and I implemented in my next business, which was auditing small restaurants, it was about financial freedom. The mama papa business, I went and visited them. They were suffering in terms of making the annual goal and feeding their children because they owned the restaurant. So I went there and asked them, what was it that brought you to this business? He looked at me and said, oh, she made a nice sandwich. So I said, why don't we make it into a business? Perfect. That's a why they did it. But one thing that they didn't do is to analyze and set a standard for their business. Are you an entrepreneur here or are you an employee? Ask yourself that question. If you're an entrepreneur, you definitely want to follow me right here. Now, in terms of the businesses, one thing that I noticed in those restaurants that I went there and I looked at their menu, the first thing I noticed, okay, you know what? The burger is priced for $12. I asked them why. Why is it that you priced the burger for $12? What is it on that burger? Okay, there's a patty, there's bread, there's lettuce, there's tomato. There's what else is in there? It's your time. And many of us, we ignore that. The time that you put in there, your employees' time to make that, the electrical costs, your cell phone to receive that order. Many of us were not going through those things. And then they looked at me and said, oh, you know what? The guy across the street charges $12, so we charge him $12. And then we start analyzing the cost. So, oh my God, that's why they're not making money. The quality was not the same. The marketing was not the same. Now, how is it relevant to our business? It's because I want you guys to know your numbers, and we just went through that. If you know your numbers, then you know exactly where you stand. Now, next, what I want everybody to do right now, you have pen and papers. I want you to write down 3 things. I ask you that, and you must be prepared now. 3 things that's going to separate you from any other agents right now. Write it down, please do, and be honest. And if you're going to be writing down, I'm going to be a good negotiator or I'm the best communicator, cross it out, because that is your fiduciary duty to be. If you put down that I'm skillful, I'm knowledgeable, cross it out. They want you to be. So that's nothing extraordinary. Write down 3 things that is above and beyond. Every single one of us, we have different fingerprints, don't we? Right? What's your fingerprint? Write it down, please. 1 to 3. Let me know when you guys are ready. What's yours?
First one I wrote is something I very value a lot, and people that work with me value a lot, which is brutal honesty. I don't know if that's also in a way.
Dig deeper on that one, because honesty, again, that's your fiduciary duty.
Nothing but the truth.
Perfect. Write it down. David, what's yours? What is it? Sorry? Thinking about it. Okay. Yeah, come back to me. Leo, what's yours? Okay, you're sitting at a listing presentation with me right now. And I'm going to ask you right now, you guys are not new agents. Why is it that I have to hire you today? Give me one reason. One. Discipline. Okay. All right, that's perfect. Write it down. So now I want you to exercise this. So this is, of course, we're short on time. I really want you to write this down because this is going to be core of your business. If you know what your values are, we just talked about it. When you're calling people to offer them value, you don't have to look for it. You already know it. It's in you already. It's in your DNA. Just bring it out. So now the next step, now after writing down those values, what I want you to do is to turn it into your mission statement. Every business has it. Apple has it. Microsoft has it. Why not you? You are an entrepreneur. You're running a big business. So do you have a mission statement? Who has a mission statement here right now? Put your hands up. Awesome. Average. Today, this is going to be your first thing to do. You're going to be writing down your 3 values, your 1 value, your 10 values, and you're going to turn that into a mission statement for your business. And then you're going to turn that mission statement into your core value of your business. At the Align Group, we have 6 of them. And they are not, we're a best communicator. They are not, we're skillful. They are different. Go into your website, our website, thealigngroup.ca, and take a look at our core values. You might get some hints in there. The next thing that we do is to turn those core values into your buyers and sellers presentation. Who has a buyer presentation or seller presentation? I'm sure most of you have, right? Right? Okay. So where does it stems from, those buyers and sellers presentation? Did you just copy for somebody else? Were you that mom and papa restaurant that you just copied the price of that burger? Or was it from you, your core values, the things that you offer? Put that into a buyer and seller presentation. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So we talked about business standards. Now we have the mission statement. We have the core values. We have our buyer and sellers. What about the hours of business, days off, and basic things? Similar to the flower shop, you're going to have a business hours. If you don't, and if you put down 24-hour on your website right now, then you're not running a business. You're not. Are you respecting your time? Because we're going to talk about that time in a few seconds. Days off, that's another one. Thanks to him, I have one, and I'm very proud of that day. And setting the expectation, that's one thing that we all fail as agents. All of us, we fail. We're always bending our own rules. What is your rules in a business? What you set as a standards? What's your commission? Are you bending it down? What you provide as a value, and what's your hours of business if somebody calls you half an hour after? Do you answer your phone? Commission. Can we go to the next slide, please? So commission, that's one thing you have to understand it. Remember the $12 burger? You just don't want to charge 2.5% or 3%, whatever you charge as your standard, because there's no standard in this business. But you need to understand your value first. What is that they need to hire you for, and then give it a cost, run it down. Average commission check, we talk about it all the time, somewhere between 10 to 15,000. Am I right? So let's break it down. If you take in a listing for marketing, somewhere around 1,500, floor plans, photos, 3D Matterport, drone, whatever you want to do, fancy things, around 1,500. You got to put some ads in there. You promise them they're going to be doing some marketing. So that's your fiduciary duty. You got to spend some money, about $600. This is something that we never calculate in our commissions. So we're looking at supplies, electricity, internet, phone, board MLS fees for that listing, gas for doing your showings, and your car costs you. Put that into a breakage. That's come to not including your time. Not include the brokerage fee. That comes to about $8,800 for one listing. Now, if the average commission is about 10K, 15K, are you making money? So set your standard, set your commission based on you making at least 20% profit. So if you're pricing a sandwich, I'm coming from hospitality, sorry to give you that example, but that's how it works. So $5 on a cost of a pizza, they price it at 22. It should be at 120% profitability. That's including the electricity, labor cost, alcohol cost, maintenance and repair. Did you consider all of that? And that's one of the reasons, and we haven't even calculated taxes in there yet. We haven't even considered taxes. Write it down today, every single one of your costs, and calculate your commission based on it. If you understand what percentage you need to offer people, when you go to that listing presentation and you're transparent about it, they're not going to object it. They see it. I went and bought a car when I was 19 years old for the first time. It was a Volkswagen Golf with an ad that came out. It was priced at $14,000, beat up used car. And I wanted to huggle the guy, and being Persian, we usually don't pay the tag price. So here's pretty much what he showed me. He said, buddy, you're killing me. Here's what I bought it for. I gotta run this store. This is my rent. This is my electricity. I gotta pay this guy to wash it for you. And it's gonna come down to minimum 11,000. You wanna pay me 8,000? I can't make money. I can't do that. And I looked at it, I go, okay, that makes sense. Why not or commission? You have to have a reason for it. If you understand it, they do too. Yeah. $25. 25%. That 25%, that's a profit margin. That's also for the team leads. If you're a team lead, you're going to be making about 20, 25, but most of the team leads are making about 10 if you're not doing your own transactions. So 2025, that's a healthy number. Net. Can we go to the next slide, please?
Question.
Yeah, go on. Take a slide on this. Take a screenshot of this. Go on. Yeah.
Would you ever be like, here, look at this sheet, the breakdown, like almost like that. Okay, my costs are $2,000 margin before I started, and then would you ever put that into the listing presentation, that copy of
If
have it?
I always have it in a backup, yes, if that comes up. So if the objection comes up, you gotta have to have a reason. Now, you're not there to convince them. Conviction is not what we do. You're there to benefit them. We're not getting paid any penny, and that's what I learned from him right away when I was working on the objections. We're not getting paid until we sell and benefit them. So they shouldn't be even concerned about what you're charging them. But if that comes up, yes, that's how you show it, that I spend this much of hours actually on your listing. That's the average that I'm going to be spending time with. Let's talk about that, as a matter of fact. I totally ignored that, the time that we spend. How do you calculate your time? We exercise that we average. How much did you make last year? I mean, this year, sorry, up until now, let's say, assuming about 260. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to calculate whatever you made up until today and average it for a year plan that you have. Divide it by 40 hours per week, because that's what the employees are getting paid for. 40 hours a week, 52 weeks, per year. You're going to be not, of course, working the whole 365 days, times it by maybe 48 weeks. That's your value of time, right? So this should average. I'm talking an average agent is somewhere from $250 to $350. So calculate that. Put that in your plan when you're doing your commission. When you're doing those showings, and it's going to take you 45 minutes from where you live to where you're going to be showing it. Put that into calculate. Is that worth for me to go for, or should I refer it out? Okay. Now, everybody took a screenshot of this. This is a digital business planner. Exact same thing that John went through, but on a digital base. One thing that it has two tabs underneath it. One is personal expenses, and the other one is your business expenses. Be as honest as possible with yourself. And then what it does automatically calculates everything and anything on the next tab for you in terms of the number of contacts that you have to make, the commission. What is it? Oh, okay. It's a Google Sheet. Yeah, it's a Google Sheet. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. It's a Google Sheet. So you just make a copy and you get to the Google Sheet right there. Perfect. So spend some time on that one and be as real as possible. Can we go to the next slide, please, if everybody took their screenshot? We talked about set boundaries. That comes to spending as much time in your listing presentation and buyer presentation. The more you spend on your first meeting with them, the less you're going to have surprises in the future with them. So set everything and anything with them. Understand, analyze them, analyze their character. See if that's something that you want to deal with in the future. Is that an old lady that you don't want to be with for the rest of your life, just showing them homes? Right? Can we go to the next slide, please? I'm just zooming right through this. Referral and kickbacks. That's another business standard that many of us, we fail again. So many of the clients that come into you and say, hey, you know what? I deal with you. You're not doing anything. You didn't show me your homes. Give me 50% of my commission, the one that I'm giving you business for. Is that part of your business standard? Have you set that within your business standard that how I should deal with this stuff? If you haven't, start dealing with it today. Write it down on your rule book. I'm going to call it a rule book. And the most important thing is to not bend your own rules. So if you say no to somebody and you don't want to serve them because they're not going to benefit you, next day, don't have the regret. Let it go. Forget about it, as the Italians say. Hey, forget about it. Next slide, please. Let's talk about niche marketing. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I'm going to make it as fast as possible. These are the benefits that you're going to, I'm going to step aside so you can maybe take a screenshot of this. These are the benefits you're going to get from niching down into a market. The best example of that, and I thank you for Average for listening to that, for making the niche perfect set. My recommendation is, of course, there are many niche out there. We're talking first-time home buyers, sellers, investors, relocators, probate, many other things, is to have a niche within a location. It works the best because you don't want to narrow yourself too much in this business. You want to have anything and everything within that location. You want to be the newscaster for that location, be that location, dress like them, act like them, be them. And these are the benefits you're going to get. Did you take a screenshot? Perfect. Can we go to the next slide, please? The most important thing for 2026, now we're going to jump into the digital world, is knowing your audience. If you don't know who your audience is, you're going to be completely invisible in 2026. And I'm not saying that because the AI or technology is going to replace you. You know who's going to replace you? The ones that they're using. Let's talk about this because people, when they're searching right now, they're not searching, they're asking questions. And you want to answer those questions. So this is for you guys right now. What I want you to do is to write down who your audience is. Who do you want to connect with? Can we go to the next slide? The most important thing is to eat. Again, me coming from hospitality business, I have to bring that in, is to eat. So let's eat 2026. Next slide, please. And that is experience, authority, expertise, and trustworthiness. Take a screenshot of this because you got to be this, every single 4 of them. And if you're missing one, you're missing a leg in your table. It's going to be wobbly. This is the most important thing: experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Next slide, please. And the reason for it is that it increases your visibility everywhere digitally, credibility, and that's what you want to eliminate the objections, and longevity. We're not in it for a couple of days. We're building an empire together. You want to be in it for a while, isn't it? Next slide, please. And for that, how we're going to do this very quickly, I'm going to zoom right through the slides in here because these are all digital. So we're going to do a lot of screenshots because I promise you one thing. There's no shortcut to anything, but I found you one. I found you a shortcut to recognition to eat with AI. And the AI are answering questions. Before, in the days, you used to go to Google and research things. And the first website came in, of course, that was the winner. That was the SEO of the time. Now it's AEO in addition of the SEO, answer engine optimization. You need to be the person answering those questions. So let's go to the shortcut because within the next slides, I'm going to give you a shortcut to be recognized by AI. Next slide, please. Next, I want you to write down exactly what you want to be an expert. Remember the expertise? Write it down. Who are you going to be an expert for? Who wants to be an expert in luxury? Bam, write it down because that's what you're going to be. Now, you can pick 2 or 3, but in order to do a shortcut and faster result, I need you to pick 1 to be the expertise. Because if you pick 2 or 3, then you have to do it 2 times or 3 times. So this is the thing, we got to do it very, very quickly. Next slide, please. Take a screenshot of this prompt. This is the prompt for ChatGPT. If you have picked your expertise, you want to go to ChatGPT and put down your expertise right here and the location that we just talked about in terms of niching down in here. Now, that niching down, it could be your audience too. So put down your audience and your expertise right there and let the magic begin. Press the enter, and then we go to next slide. It's going to generate. Yes, I will. Yes, we're going to share the slides with you guys. Next thing you want to do is going to create 10, and that was the prompt, create 10 short videos. Remember, we talked about this very briefly. 10 short videos about your expertise. And the prompt, it says, giving me the short answers and questions that is most trending in that market right now that people are asking. So it's going to give you whatever's trending within the search, 10 questions that you're going to be answering, and the answers already been typed out for you. All you have to do is to make 10 videos, short videos, answering 10 questions on the spot. Now, the next thing you want to do, you want to post them, of course, where? On your Instagram, on your YouTube short, and spread it around. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. That is your video reel. So that, again, so that is the exact video that's going to be providing for you. We have the questions and answers. Now, it also is going to give you the script, it's going to give you the hook, it's going to give you everything that you need. Also, is going to give you 6 hashtags. Now, I don't want to spam hashtags. The most important hashtags are GEO, which is geographic. So 2 of them should be geographic. If you're a Vancouver realtor, it should be Vancouver real estate or Vancouver real estate agents. Second is your branding. Our branding is the Align Group. That's it. We're not going to spam it further. What's your brand? Put that in there as a hashtag. If you have 2, put that in there. And third is the topic. Now, your brand, it also could be your skill. Luxury real estate agent, or luxury expert, or luxury estate. Topic is the one that you're answering the questions. These are very important because that's how the AI is actually reading your video and a caption of it. Can we go to the next slide? Now you want to, video's done, you posted it, captions there, hashtags are there. You want to make the exact script into a carousel. Double whammy. You have a video now, yeah, you want to post it as a carousel. Same thing, exact same script, posted as a carousel. So AI is right now reading 2 posts. Like, oh my, this guy's serious. This guy's an authority. This guy's an expert. Next slide, please. Now, the third effect is to post the exact same thing as a thread. Thread is owned by Instagram. You did one video, you did one carousel, you also did the thread 3 times, similar to door knocking. We talked about this before. If you go to door 1 time, they look at you as, okay, another agent. Second time, say, oh, I know this guy, he came here before. Third time, you're an expert. Next slide, please. And then cross-posting. Pollinize it like a bee. You have Instagram already, so put it everywhere. Next slide. Business bio. Based on your expertise. Luxury real estate agent, you want to create that skill, that expertise into a bio. Who doesn't have a business bio right now? Put your hands up. Perfect. Now you want to have this in 2 different places, and I'm going to show you how. So it also is going to read you, the AI is going to read you as an expertise for that. That's going to give you a business expertise based on your skill and your audience and your region. Next slide, please. There's 2 things that we're going to use. Prompt number 6, that's the schema and business schema. I'm going to tell you what a schema is. It's just a bunch of codes, and that's a shortcut for you. I told you I'm going to share with you today. Both of these schemas are going to the head page of your website. Please share that with your admin, because if you're a real estate agent, none of this should be done by you. And I'm watching you for that. So 2 things, frequently asked question schema and business schema. Next slide, please, and take a screenshot of this. That's your number 1, frequently asked questions. That was the 10 questions that we asked at the beginning. It's going to create that 10 questions in the code for you, so you can put that in the head of your website. Next slide, please. Similar to this, it's going to give you a business bio in a schema, so you can put that in the head of your business page. Next slide, please. All of this, the purpose of this, at the end, of course, you're going to be posting it as a blog post, which is the old style SEO. And like 70s fashion, these things are coming back. It used to be going away, but the fashion's coming back in SEO as well. So we need to post that as a blog too. All of these going to do what? It's going to make you an expertise. It's going to make you recognizable. It's going to give you credibility. And it's going to give you less objection. And one thing that from all of these that you want to get is to be recognized by the AI. Have you asked right now, if you are an expert in relocation or an expert in luxury homes, go to ChatGPT right now and see who does it recommend in your market. Go over there right now. So I wanted to test this, and I asked Crystal to help me with that. With our website, with the Align Group, I actually tested that, and we didn't show up anywhere as a team. No AI, no Perplexity, no ChatGPT, no Gemini on Google recognized us. You brought that up to my attention. Thank you for that. So I went ahead and I implemented it right away. 4 skills, so I did it 4 times. 4 times of work with her help. And after less than 10 days, we're there. Within that 4 skills, 10 days. That is the shortest cut for any SEO that you had to hire people and paying them thousands of dollars before. And they promised, oh, I'm going to put you on a first page of Google. No more. Next slide, please. I think we talked about that. So let's go to the next one. So actually, can we go to the previous one? There is one thing that I want everybody to see. The previous one. Yeah, this one. Google reviews. This is a big thing. And I'm going to cut it as fast as possible. Google reviews. Who has Google reviews in here right now on your pages? Perfect, most of you. And the more you have it, the better it is. Google is the mother of all searches. Yes, AI is not replacing Google. Despite of it losing billions of search on AI, still the mother of all searches. You want to be there and have in your business planning, business on Google. One thing that you want to have is having the AI also recognize your Google reviews, because it doesn't. And that's what we tested. I went to ChatGPT. We had about 226 at the time. 226 Google reviews at the Align Group. Not very proud. We should be more than 400. But I asked ChatGPT, how many Google reviews does the Align Group have? And thought about it for a few seconds, and he came back to me and said, oh, Align Group is a top real estate group, blah, 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 and he has only 113 reviews. Oh, no, that's not true. Don't lie to me. Be AI and shut up and do the research. And he came back, no, I only see 133. Then I recognized one thing. It doesn't read the Google reviews. It's locked by Google. The AI cannot get inside the Google reviews. So if you have the Google reviews and you want it to be recognized by AI in today's world in 2026, this is what you got to do. The solution. You need to start posting. That's what we did for the Align Group. You need to start posting all your testimonial as a post on Instagram with a caption saying the testimonial in writing with the exact same hashtags with your bio underneath and title it. That's how we do it. The Align Group today has 229, or the Align Group today has 230 Google reviews. And it took how many days? 6 days? Very short. Less than 6 days, it recognized our entire reviews. So that's a shortcut for you. You want to be recognized as a luxury agent today. You want to be recognized as a probate or a relocator. That's your secret and shortcut for today's market. Next slide, please. And do you have an automated system? So we do have a business called Less More, Close More. Many of the beautiful people in here are part of it. And thank you for making this today and coming and joining us. It consists of 4 different legs, as we talked about, which it gives you the eat. And that's what we have. That's what we have create. So please take a screenshot if you want to have an automated system in the background. And the 4 legs are your niching down and branding and business standard. That's what we talked about today. Number 2 is your marketing and advertisements. That's going to put you in front of people. And of course, with you spending some money and organically. Number 3 is your sales mastery. They come to your system. Now you're going to know how to talk to them, how to close them. And number 4 is system and automation AI. That's what it offers. There's a big thing missing. There's only 4 legs. What about the surface of the table that is holding everything together? And that's beautiful man sitting right there. For the accountability, for the mentorship that he provides, and I'm pointing at you right there, very handsome, holding the table together. Next slide. All right, let's listen to this. It's going to be fun. I hope it works too. I think they don't have any audio, right? That's fine. If you don't have any audio, I'll just tell you what it is. So we do have a landing page. You can test it out. We're going to be sharing that with you. It's the AI voice that you can hire, and many of us already do. And practically what it does, it calls your clients on your behalf, having a conversation with them, qualifies them, and put them into your calendar. Books it right into your calendar. It was an example, but we don't have an audio for it. We'll definitely share this slide with you guys so you can definitely take a look at it. And lastly, if you're not, again, I'm going to repeat one more time. The old fashioned of real estate, when we talk about old fashioned, that is the fundamental. The fundamental of real estate is you talking to people. That's never going to be replaced by anyone, by anything. I want you to know that. So don't look for a shortcut in terms of the fundamental of what you do, because that's your business, and be proud of it. Because if you're in front of people and you know exactly what your cores, your mission, and your values are, then that's what people want from you. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. We're in a relationship business. Yes, sales come with it. You are in sales, yes, but you're creating a relationship at the end. You're never going to get replaced if you're out there talking to people. I want you to know that. Secondary layer as a bonus, as your assistant, not your replacement, is AI and automation. So just in case, if you're using a bathroom for 5 minutes and a lead comes in, you can't call them right away, your assistant does. Next slide, please. And for that, we have a gift for you. All right, finally. So we're putting out our community of Less More, Close More for everyone of our downline to join. Now, of course, you're more than welcome. If you're not part of the EXP yet, we want everybody to be part of that. We're welcoming you guys to take advantage of this as a gift and for you guys to be in here. Take a screenshot of this, go there and register. What expectation that we have from every single one of you is to participate and tell us your wins, your challenges, and communicate in that community. You're gonna love that community because you're gonna have some people like Abhiraj, Mesh, Dallas, and Harvard, and beautiful man standing right there. Him and many of us were there to guide you through. And and Sanaz, of course. And next slide, I think that will be John. Before we go to this one and John does the announcement, I was going to do one wrap up so it will not be leaving you stranded right there. I want to give you one thing that I experienced back in the days. In 2013, I almost lost $1 million. Not much of a money at the time right now, but back in the day, it was a lot of money. And I felt devastated back then because that was my entire life that I worked so hard with coming to Canada with $200 in my pocket and building that for myself and my family. And when I lost that money, when I saw my consigliere, the person that I trusted, he looked at me so down, sitting down, killing myself in a way. And he looked at me and said, "You down there, right?" I go, "Yeah." "Help me." He said, "I can't help you, but good." I go, "What the hell? Like, I need you to guide me. I need you to make me feel good right now." I said, "I am good that you're in it right now. Because right now you hit the ground, there's no more to go down. That's it, you're back. Welcome back." And I looked at him, I said, "William, what are you talking about?" He said, "Listen, you're at the basement of your home right now that you were building before. You were on this ground almost 20 years ago when you came to Canada with nothing in your pocket. Welcome back. Now you can take a look at the foundation of your home that you built and lost in the wind and see where it went wrong." So I go, "Oh, all right, I feel much better." Today is that day for you. I'm not saying that because of a sorrow or a lose of money that you're sitting right here, but it's a wake-up call for every single one of us when we get to a moment to decide what our next move is going to be. 2026. Are you going to be the one on top? Are you going to be the one following and chasing? Are you going to be the one making it happen, or going to be the one that is waiting for it to happen? Make that decision today. And without further ado, I'm going to give it to John. Mr. John Tsai, can you please announce the next slides on the next events? Please, thank you.
Now we actually have a heavily discounted code here for Dominate 2026. Who went to Dominate 2025? Was it good? It's going to be better. It's only $75. So scan the QR code right here and purchase it. All right. Oh, free agenda if you buy it today. And the agenda costs us $60. Okay. So go ahead, and I know Dallas has already purchased on the first day. How much you get it for? Yeah. You pay $50, man. Yeah. All right. So looking forward to seeing you guys there February 26th at the Anvil Center in New West. Next slide. But yeah, and if you don't buy a ticket, you can still buy this for $30 during this event. Is that it? Yes. Yes, we are going to do the panel. So we're going to have something very exciting. I'm not going to ask the questions. I think it'll be very, very fitting if we have Mr. Abhiraj sit here. Mr. Abhiraj. Again, 26 transactions, $320,000 GCI from Mississauga, Ontario. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Yeah. Anywhere. Okay. And put you on the spot, man. And then we're going to have Mr. Sohail Farahman, please, on panel. 27 transactions in 2024, our #1 producer at the Align Group. 32 deals only? Man's a fucking legend, man. All right. Then we're going to have Mr. Mesh Mystery from Ontario. Come on up. And last but not least, shove a bum for Teddy Lim from Seattle. All right, guys, these gentlemen work very, very hard and they are getting after it every single day. I've seen the work all year long and it's a lot of hard work. And that's exactly what you need to succeed in 2026. They've succeeded in 2024, 2025. So, if you want to know what to do, ask these gentlemen any questions that you may have. But let me just ask you one thing, though. What had you be successful in 2025? Share. Go ahead.
Very simple, fundamental. Announce your goals and have somebody hold you accountable, as John said.
I think, yeah, it's been a cumulative. I was sitting through this type of meeting about probably 3-4 years ago for the first time. And today I don't think of myself as successful at all. I haven't reached my goal yet. I'm on my way for next year. I'm up in my goal already. But the accountability from my family, the big why is pretty much the biggest contributor to this. Yeah.
Amazing.
For myself, it was a bit of a big pivot move for me. So I did a lot of pre-construction, new development work. And as I'm sure you guys know, on this side of Canada, that's a lot of eroded business right now. And so knowing when to pivot, knowing when to lean into other people around you, your peers, you're never too old or young to learn. And making a pivot early and having accountability has been huge. So my business moving into 2026 is going to be completely different.
Kind of jump off of what they said. It's all about knowing where you're at and pivoting and changing your environment, because like where I was at last year, completely different, with so far as energy, enthusiasm, and really an excitement for the business. It's really leaning into John's community more than anything. So important.
The common theme seems like it's accountability and knowing where you're at, knowing how to pivot, and really having a big why, which is what we talked about. And these gentlemen actually take it to heart and they implemented that throughout the year. And it's working. Don't get away from the basics, right? They're doing the basic things every single day, but we keep looking for the silver bullet when all we needed to do are the basics and it's working for you guys. So a round of applause for you guys. Feel free, questions for the gentlemen. Go ahead, Sally. Great question.
I guess I have the mic, so I'll start. For me, it's my database is my main niche, and slowly branching out into other niches now. Because you always need a solid base, you always need a solid foundation, and for me, that's always your database. People that already know you, like you, and trust you, right? Why do you have to like go out and talk to strangers when there are people that already know you, like you, and trust you? It's like, it's like a big aha moment. And so don't create unnecessary challenges for yourself or unnecessary objections for yourself. So, just be who you are to the people that already care about you and just do business with them, right? So it's super simple.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just going to say for myself, it's funny, like having a little bit of success in real estate is a very dangerous thing because I think the more success you have, and I'm saying from a monetary standpoint, the more you deviate away from that which made you successful. And I've been victim of that for the last couple of years, had some success in some pre-con development, and I stopped doing all the things that made me successful. And so when I came to John and I talked to Axel, I'm like, I just want to get back to this baseline that I was doing effortlessly that is extremely difficult for me for now because all the people I used to talk, like everyone used to want me to come over and do that. And I just stopped because I'm like, it's too much. And now that the business, it's getting back to fundamentals, it's talking to people and doing the stuff you already know to do, but we're looking for shortcuts. So that's the thing for me. It's get back to talking to people, like you said, they already know you, they like you, they want to talk to you. And it's like, I always go looking for other business. So that's the thing for me.
Thank you for that. Wow.
Very great question, Sally. For me, unlike these two gentlemen, most of my business, as some of you in this room might know, has been from online leads. This year, for the first time, I probably did as much as 25% of my deals from referrals, and that to me is amazing because up to this year, it might have been around 5% of my business. So very little actually from referrals, mostly new business. So online leads has been tremendous. It's scalable. It's reliable. I know every time if my pipeline's running dry, I get more online leads. I call them more consistently, and I will get business. So that's been great. Referrals again, upping that, and as I'm building that database, getting more and more referrals, and it's something that I think about a lot. At least the past couple of years. I didn't go out picking a niche as far as like geographically, demographically, but I'm finding out more and more that I do really well with young couples who have a kid, young couples who have maybe a kid on the way, and I come to this realization that that's just the stage of life the phase of life that I'm in, or maybe I'm 2 years, 3 years ahead of that. So with those people, we're just on the same frequency where we resonate, and things just work fantastically. And then they refer me to more couples like themselves. So that's kind of becoming my niche in a way as well, as far as the demography goes. Yeah.
Thank you, Sohail. So again, niching down is something that always Axel has emphasized enough, and you will find your own. It doesn't have to be anything that we say here. You will eventually realize after a certain sample size doing the business for certain time that where is your maximum business coming from. John always says you will get the business from the people that you know, that is the database, and eventually it grows. After certain years into the business, you'll have enough people that you have served, they have the trust in you, and you will get more business from them. For me, this year alone, it was 50% of my business came from, 25 from the geographical farm and 25% from the previous client center of influence. So the geographical farm, just a quick example, I have invested in that farm for 5 years without having one single transaction. I kept doing annual events. I kept sending flyers. I kept door knocking. And last year I did crack, like I initially had few deals, then 5 years it was dry. So always have your three pillars of your business. Ebb and flow will be there in each of them. Sometimes the geographical farm will be on fire. Sometimes your online leads will be on fire. So you cannot rely on one source, and you will figure it out what you're good at. After you have gotten to like 500 people in your database that you have helped, I mean, most of your business will come. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, great question and great answers. Thank you. All right, who else? Oh, Artie has a question. Okay. Okay.
I have a question for Sohail, John. Sohail been
Go
consistent
ahead,
for
Artie.
Can you hear me?
Oh, if you can type it in. Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Who else has a question before we get Artie to unmute? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So at listing presentation, I asked you what makes you better than any of the other agents, but I was saying hardworking, trustworthy, and honest advice. So what makes you a better agent? Why should I hire you?
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely said one of the common objections that we get all the time during the listing presentation. So it is something that you have to be very confident about and have the conviction when you're sitting at the listing presentation, what you feel for yourself, and place that as is in front of them. Me and John had this conversation last year, and he said that you have to sharpen your listing presentation, where any objection that may come your way, you have an answer for that. So differentiating, you can acknowledge that there are so many agents out there. What I can say about myself, of course, you have to say certain things which are kind of cliche, hardworking, and number one complaint, like the way that I handle it, I'll share that. Number one complaint about the real estate agents in Toronto Real Estate Board is they do not communicate properly. Would you appreciate an agent who is going to be thorough in communication, and you will exactly know throughout this transaction from cradle to grave what is happening with your property, how many showings, how many offers, and always you will be accessible on a WhatsApp group with me and share your questions. So would you like that kind of customer service and communication? Yeah.
From the cradle to the grave, bro. Damn. Okay. Okay.
Great question, Dallas. It's funny. I actually I don't get that objection very often. And I think it's the lead up and the expectation setting leading to the meeting that helps me avoid that question. Because as I'm sitting there, they've already seen the advantage in at least having a conversation with me about their listing. So that's not really a question in their mind. This is what I'm kind of speculating. That's why I don't get asked that question very often. And so to me, we have this thing in Persian. It's a kind of a proverb in Persian where they say, is your yogurt sweet or is it sour? And then as the person selling the yogurt, you have to figure out which one to say, because you have a 50% chance of losing that business, right? So how do you lead up to not being get asked that question? Is finding out what they're looking for and then speaking to that. Yeah. So you find out what their needs are. Do they need more communication, or would they rather you just contact them when there is business or whatever? Do they need someone that attends every listing presentation, attends every showing, or do they want someone that can just accommodate everything that comes in, regardless of who attends it? Once you know these things, you can speak to that, and then chances are you probably won't even get asked that question to start with. Yeah.
Sweet Persian yogurt. Okay.
Yeah, kind of just piggybacking off both what these guys said. I mean, they pretty much said it. I think depending on where everybody is in their real estate journey, some people have more years, some people have more experience. I think the more down the path you get, you can answer that question differently, because I mean, I'm not even going in front of someone until I've already pre-qualified them and I know that I am the top choice for them. The only way I'm going to lose that is if not I had a bad day, but they have someone else they've already pre-picked, or that someone else is offering them something that I'm just not willing to do. I'm not willing to reduce my standards, right? So I think for myself, when it comes to, what makes you different, I'm not even having that conversation because they've already kind of edified me before I've showed up. So hopefully that helps.
Great question, Dallas. So, they all have great answers, and to kind of differentiate my answer, in which I all agree with them as well, is that I don't really get that objection that too much. But there's a really great book that I think we all should really read. It's called Full Fee Agent. It was written by the guy that as a FBI negotiator, and he's talking about there's two types of agents, right? You're either the favorite or the fool. So if you're the fool, you're gonna be the second appointment that they're gonna be comparing all of these, like, okay, what are you gonna do for me? How much is your fees? Are you gonna be da 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 da, right? And so the quicker that you could determine that off a jump street, like just on the call, just like Sohail said, the quicker you could determine that, whether this is going to be a super difficult client to work with and where they're asking you about all these things you haven't even met them, you could almost guarantee you're the fool. So it becomes a business decision of whether, okay, are you willing to actually go into this appointment and try to claw your way up and, do a song and dance and, do all of that stuff. So I hope that was helpful. But great question, Dallas.
Great question.
Yes,
Great
yes,
answers.
Yeah, sure.
Full fee agent. Full fee agent. Chris Voss. Go ahead. Yep. Artie.
Okay, I have the mic. So one thing I'm definitely going to want to do more is do more online leads. The system that we have set up right now, it's where we're constantly tweaking it, and it's really generating me some really good leads right now. Like my pipeline right now for the next 3 months, all the way up to Christmas, I think is really solid. That I won't even have to worry about it. So. And going back to being the favorite, there's this lady that actually clicked on my ad, and she checked me out, all my socials, all my reviews, and right off the bat, she already determined that she's gonna want to work with me, even though she already interviewed somebody before me. So just to let you guys know, the stats are like when you interview with someone, when you're the first agent, the chances of you being hired is like 80%.
Oh.
Right. And so me coming in there as the second one, it's really pretty rare. So I'm going to do more of that, is like do more online leads. And I'll have to think about what I'm not going to want to do more, but it's all about scaling. Yeah.
I think for myself, it's like I found this group and this course at like the right time. Like I've gone through a rebirth, if you will, in my career and whatever. And so a lot of what we talk about is what I'm transferring or translating into my everyday life as well. So, we talked about AI programming and getting your niche down and all that. Like I'm holding that very dear because what served me for the last 2 decades is not serving me anymore. So the fact that I have these skills, yeah, it's great, but it's not adding to my bottom line. It's not adding to my cash flow. It's not helping me, retire at X age. So I'm really going to lean into the coaching and, the advice from people that are doing it at a higher level than me, and just trust that that is the system versus trying to always find a new way. So that's what I want to do. And what was the second question?
What not to do? What are you gonna?
Yeah, and also accountability. I think the big thing is, again, for myself, I can only speak to myself. Like when you've had a little bit of success, it's a very dangerous thing because you can hide around the corner of yourself, right? Like, when you're new, there's nothing to hide because it's only up. But when you've had some success, the unfortunate part is, when you look in the mirror, you are your own advocate and your worst enemy at the same time. So I think I'm going to do the work regardless of X. I'm going to do the accountability, and I'm also going to do the prospecting. I have a way of doing the first 2 days, and then in 3 days, I'm doing other stuff, right? So just stick to the numbers the way they were designed to be done. And then in a year's time, let's kind of evaluate and see where we go.
Get back to consistency.
Exactly.
Yep. Right.
Right now, I'm gonna avoid getting smacked by your hand as it moves around. I'm like, oh, I know very well what I'm gonna try to avoid is procrastination. I believe I procrastinate way more than I should. And I think it's okay. There's a healthy amount of procrastination that everyone can get away with, but that's probably the number one barrier to me propelling my business even more. The way to do that is to have the goals and the focus that drive you every day, that think about that goal on a daily basis, because it's very easy to get detached from it and think that what you want to achieve is impossible or it's difficult or just get distracted. So that's number one. I'm being more and more picky. This past year, I've turned down a lot of listings that I could have taken, that I could have spent money and time on, and I was pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to list it and sell it for the price that they were happy with. So I could grind something like that for 6 months and then keep hammering down the price and get stressed out and worry myself. Or I could just say, you know what, let's move on and I'll find something else. So that's been really empowering. And I'm going to do more of that because there's only so much time I have. I want to spend my family time as well. I want to have more time for my family. That's my big why, is to get that lifestyle with my family. So less waste of time, personally on a daily basis, but also less wasting time with people that aren't the right fit for me, that aren't motivated. Let's put it that way.
Very short, like just as Axel just discussed about the business standard. So I'm just going to adhere to the schedule, structure it and work it, as opposed to letting it just fly by the seat of its own and pants. As the day goes, just take up the tasks and keep on working on it, because that's one of the reasons where the burnout happens. So that's one thing that I'm going to put as like what I'm going to do. And the one that I'm not going to do is over servicing the clients. A tendency to just not be a people's pleaser, but to over service with everything, which is not even required to be done just because somebody wants. That is something that I will be more cautious and watchful of.
All right, great. Yeah, I mean, great question for them to self-reflect as well. One last question before we go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, my first year, probably like a lot of people, was gangbusters. I took any and everything. I didn't care where it was. Like I'm in Toronto at the time. I was in Mississauga, but I went to Waterloo. I went to all these areas in Ontario. You probably don't know, but like 2 hours away. If you ask me now, I'm not going 20 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 hours is a long time, but you're young. And I say, make your mistakes fast and make them quick. Like it's like fail your way forward. That's what I always say. So the more you do in the beginning, you have nothing to compare it to. So do them. But as time goes by, you'll realize, okay, just like everybody said here, it could be like, instead of you taking that because you think you're going to make money, why don't you do two smaller ones or jump on a deal with a senior agent or someone who's willing to take you under their wings? I always say, 100% of zero is zero, right? I'd rather take 25% if someone's willing to shadow you just to get those under your belt. And then you can start moving forward and doing it on your own term. That's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to speak to that because it feels like not too long ago where I was having that same question for myself. And I think a good way to think about it is that you still want to have business standards. Your business standards might be different, and as your business evolves and you give it shape, those standards are going to evolve with your business. But you still want to have standards. I can't imagine just winging it and saying okay to everything because it will crush you and it will take opportunities away from you.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. So I hope that's helpful.
So in the beginning, the reason I said that is because sometimes when we're starting off and we're all hungry for business and we've given up other careers or jobs and we have bills to pay, there's always a tendency, it's like cash over, right? So the reason I say that is because sometimes the best thing to do is you go through something to know you never want to do it again, right? And sometimes you say, what is our standards? Or what is, like, everybody sitting on the panel has a different purview of standards simply because we've gone through different things, right? So I think for you to answer that question, you may do something once and realize, oh, I'm never doing that. And all of a sudden your standards tick up a bit, right? So maybe keep that in mind, right?
So when I first started in the business, it was back in 2008 until 2012. In the United States, it's probably one of the toughest markets to ever be in to start at. And it actually burned me out, but how I really got my legs under me was really just to get on with trying to help like more senior agents, right? And like say, half, 100% of half is still better than 100% of nothing, right? And we get that from the car business because after I left momentarily from real estate, I went into the car business, and that's where I really cut my teeth, really negotiating. You just want to get as much deals as you can so you can kind of know how the feeling is, and be there, shadow, and just try to help more senior agents, like, and be in the trenches with them, and maybe be an assistant for somebody, who knows, I mean, because there's a lot of us that are getting more and more and more business that could actually use a great assistant like you. And I know you, Sana, so it'll be a great personality fit for that.
So my response to that is stick to the fundamentals as we are doing over here, business planning. Axel talked about the expenses. If you need X amount of dollars, just identify that and work towards it instead of conquering the whole world. John says like it took 19 years to try to become rich. Yeah, am I correct? Yeah. So it cannot
try to get rich quick.
Sorry.
And then now I'm trying to get rich slow.
Yes. So that is a very important point that I took from him. Eat your elephant one bite at a time, because if you try to eat a lot of it together, you will make mistakes. Best thing to do is like follow the fundamentals of the program. Every new agent that I speak to that talks to me about a reference for the List More, Close More program, I have mentioned this is the best time that you can start. If you don't have the money, don't worry about it, because it will set you the right foundation, which will last you for your career. As opposed to doing your mistakes and failing and struggling, you will have the dimension that will make your career smooth, sustainable for a long term, and you will not burn out. I mean, I had an hour discussion with these two gentlemen about anxiety and pressure. As you try to conquer a lot of deals, the pressure and the stress will increase. So keep it low, learn the good habits so that your business will sail through that and you will not have that pressure.
What's that?
They eat lamb, chicken, beef. Elephants probably.
Oh, don't be vegan?
No, he's saying elephant. Elephant is not a good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I just got that. Hey, guys, let's all stand up. Stretch it out a bit. Let's stretch it out a bit. And then a round of applause for everybody here. All right. This concludes our business planning 2026. Thank you everybody for being here. Round of applause for yourselves. And if you want hair medicine, go talk to Graham. Just kidding. Huh? No, it's fine. Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job up there, man. Great job. Faiza, thank you for coming. Great. Amazing. Yeah.